Hello, everyone. I'm going to show you how to develop a PowerPoint like this using Claude. So the challenge sometimes that we face is that when you ask AI to develop a PowerPoint, it doesn't meet your expectation. How do you develop a simple PowerPoint like this, which is very clean in terms of the content? It's not a lot of information on it. And PowerPoints like that follow the best practices in designing an effective PowerPoint. So there are a couple of things that I want to show you. I'm going to go through step by step, show you how to develop such a PowerPoint. What I'm going to do is that first I'm going to use this document. I'll be putting a link in my description area so that you can get access to this document. This is about rules that you have to follow or the principles that you have to apply when you are designing a PowerPoint. These principles are based on research. And how can you inform the AI tool like Claude to follow these principles? That's what I'm going to teach you. So first, you have a document like this. It contains detailed information about designing a PowerPoint based on research, right? So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to go to Claude. So let's go to Claude now. So what we're going to do is that we want to develop an instruction where the system will understand what exactly you want it to do, right? So we call it skill. So think about skill as a set of instructions that is given to the AI tool so that you get a consistent output from the AI system like Claude. Let me show you how the skill looks like so that you know what I'm talking about before we start the process. The system helped me to develop a skill. So this was a set of instructions given to the system so that you'll be able to generate a PowerPoint for me. PowerPoint that is in line with the best practices and also in line with research, right? So, why do you need to develop a skill first, right? Or why do you not need to create a skill? Developing a skill is so important when you have a repeated task that you want a system to do for you. One example is that let's say you have a data and then you want the system to analyze it for you, right? And then maybe next time you'll come back to the system to analyze a different group of data, but following the same kind of instructions. You don't want to always provide the system the same instructions all the time. It takes a long time and you may not provide the same instructions, so the output may be very different. If you want to get a consistent response from the system, based on a specific task, then it makes sense to create a skill so that the system will always follow those instructions and provide you consistent results. You can develop a skill for writing so that you can also let the system evaluate your writing. You can create a skill for data analysis so that you can use that instruction to analyze your data all the time. So you can create a lot of skills. So what I'm going to show you will be very helpful, not for only this, but also other ways of instructing the system. So let's go ahead. Let me go to Claude. Go ahead and attach the document, which is about the principles related to designing PowerPoint slides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to instruct the system. So this is an instruction. So can you review the attached document and create a skill.md for me? MD is called Markdown. You don't have to learn about what Markdown stands for. The most important thing is that I'm instructing a system to develop a skills based on what is attached so that I can use the skill to develop my PowerPoint. So always indicate skill.md, which is Markdown, right? So it's just a file that contains instructions on how to develop a PowerPoint following the principles attached here. So I'll go ahead and click on enter, and then the system will first review the document attached and then create an instruction that will help you to develop your PowerPoint. So it took about 2 minutes for it to create the skill for us. So you can see that the system has been able to create a skill. They give you the description. of the skill and then provide all the principles that are needed for the system to know as it creates a PowerPoint. This is an instruction for the system to follow so that to create a PowerPoint that is very effective and simple. So as you can see, it has all the rules that I was in the document, and then they also provide a system how to apply this when building a desk. So you can see here that it provides a system how to apply all those principles so that you'll be able to create what you expect it to create for you. So now what you have to do is that you see here, the system has created the skill for us. You can download it if you want to download. But what you have to do next is to click on save, right? So when you click on save, it's save it in the system, right? And then if you go to manage, you see here, manage, you see the detailed information about the skill. So you see that the system has provided here the skills. Let me show you another option. Sometimes it doesn't only show save skill here, it shows it at the right corner here, right? So you can still click on it and save that information. Assuming that you want to get access to all the skills that you have, you can go there, you can click on your account, go to settings, you go to capability and scroll down. You see here skills, you click on customize, and it will show you all the skills that you have created, right? So these are the skills that I've created so far, right? All of them will be here. Now that you have the skill, we go ahead and create a PowerPoint, right, and see how it's going to reflect or use the skill that it has, right? So we go back to last sign here to start a new chat. You first have to click on your keyboard splash. All the skills will be showing here, and then you choose the skill that you're going to apply. So this is the skill that I'm going to apply. It's called Slide Design Principles. I click on that, and then I instruct the system what I want it to do, right? So I want the system to develop a PowerPoint slide for me, about 15 slides on interpretative logical analysis. And I also provide a system that I want to use it to educate students about IPA, right? So you can provide instructions and also provide the essence or what you're going to use it for, or give a little background so that the system will know what exactly you want. Sometimes you can also provide content. What information do you want the system to include in the PowerPoint? Maybe you can also list all the slides content to for the system to use those. You can do that if you want to. But for this example, you can just state what you want the system to do for you and also the reason why you want it to do or what you're going to use the slides for. So you see that I always start with the skill that we have created. So we go ahead and click on enter, and it will take some time for it to create the slide for you. So you just have to be patient. So you see that before the system starts to design the content or the slide, it's asking you a few questions, right? What is the audience background with qualitative research? I think that it's asking you some questions because I didn't give much information. So when it happens like that, you have to provide some answers to that so that the system will provide you very good content that will be useful to your audience. So I choose the second option. So it's asking in case they want to give an example, what kind of data set I'm going to use. Yes, I have a data set called physician burnout data set. So I'll choose yes. And then the system will go ahead and do the analysis. I think the most important thing is if you really want to use the PowerPoint, you have to provide a little bit of background information so that the system will develop slide that will be very useful for you. So the PowerPoint slides is done. So as you can see here, I have 15 slides here. It looks aesthetically wonderful. So as you can see, it's not a very busy slide. So what you could do is that you can download it. You can click here and download. Let's go to and see whether it follows most of the rules or the principles. So these are the principles, right? So a good PowerPoint slide should have one assertion phrase per slide. So what is that assertion phrase? So assertion phrase is this one, right? It's a claim that is stated on each of the slides so that your audience will pay attention to what you're going to say with respect to the claim that they read here. So when you are presenting, you focus on presenting these, but your audience will read the claim and also listen to the evidence that you have in supporting the claim that you have stated. So this is called assertion phrase. So you can see that each of them has an assertion phrase. So it's followed the principle. For the next one, each slide should have not more than 75 words and a maximum of 4 bulletin. Why do you have to have that? So that you will not overpopulate your slides with a lot of text. That's why you should have 45 words or less and also a maximum of 4 bulletins. So you see here, 4 bulletin is very good. It's in line with this rule. I haven't counted it, but it looks like to be around 75. So that is good. The next rule is that you should have only 3 main colors, right? The dominant, the supporting, and the accent. So guess which one is the dominant color? I think it's blue, right? I think it's blue, right? And which one do you think is less dominant or the secondary one? Maybe the black one, right? In this case, the accent will be the green, right? So the essence of having an accent is that it helps your audience to pay attention to a specific information that you want them to pay attention to as you are presenting. Some people may say that the black one is the primary, right? And then the secondary is the blue one. You can also look at it the way too, right? So for this one, as you can see here, the accent is, which one is the accent? The accent is the green, right? So the essence of having not more than 3 colors is to make your slide less busy. So let's look at it. And another one, which one do you think is the accent color? I would choose this one as an accent color. So this one, you're trying to emphasize on your main concept, which is double hermeneutic, right? The main concept under interpretative phenomenological analysis, and you want to talk about that. And that's why you draw people attention to this phrase. So what is the next one? Every visual should end its place. So you see that this visual is important. It shows the 3 main concepts that are connected to interpretative phenomenological analysis, right? So this visual is important to help your audience to see that there are 3 issues that are connected to this main concept. So let's look at the last one, test color as one system. So I think this one is always there should be a consistency across text, color, and visuals. And I think this slide was able to meet that rule, right? After developing the PowerPoint, you have to evaluate, make sure that they are meeting the rules. And this is very important for you to do. If it's not meeting the rules, you can always go back and you can say that, can you evaluate? We can also do that right now. So let's do this one together. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm screenshotting this table and I'm going to copy that and go to Claude AI. I'm going to continue conversation. So first I'm going to attach this table. This is what I'm going to say. Can you use the attached information to evaluate the slides, making sure they are in line with the principle of designing PPT slides? So let's see what the system will do. So you are trying to let the system review the PowerPoint slides and make sure that they are in line with the principle. So let's see. So it's reviewing all the slides and then we see the information. So that's what you could do. You can do that yourself by reviewing the slides, making sure that they follow the principle, or you can also ask the system to do that for you. So if you need help in creating a PowerPoint like this, we can meet and have a one-on-one consultation, and I'll be happy to address any questions and help you to develop your own PowerPoint. And also, if you want a consultation about your methodology, if you are doing a qualitative study, you want to analyze your data, you want to design your study, we can always meet. I provide one-on-one consultation, and you can email me. I'll provide my email address in the description area there so that you can contact me if you want a consultation. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your time.